interesting. You're saying that our industry should go sort of outside and look at, you know, Nifty at 50 and the summit. But, you know, what should our industry, you know, be doing internally? I mean, obviously you're saying look at their programs to see what we're doing. But we have big clubs and small clubs in our industry. So what can we be doing better to attract this population?
Smash the box. Create a new box. You know, the reality is that the box that we live in right now, our club industry, was created when the vast majority of the population was young.
Right.
Now, you know, almost 50% of the population, if you take kids out of it, is over the age of 45 in Canada. That's 50% of the business that you're leaving on the table if you're not addressing this market. If you're a smart business owner, you sit back and you go, okay, let me look at what model I'm using, and I need to change that. What does this market want? Well, number one is I don't want to walk in and have the music cranking away. Maybe I do. Some people do, some people don't. You know, I want people who are actually going to take care of me, and I don't have to pay them extra. Can you imagine that? Personal training. I want the personal part. You know, I want you to actually think about what my needs are. You know, as an example, I might be on a walker. I may not. By the time you get to the age of 80, 46% of the population cannot even lift 10 pounds. So if you're buying equipment, are you buying equipment that can, you know, meet that wide range of users? If you have equipment that starts at 10 pounds, you've just eliminated 46% of your potential users. You know, little things like that, of stepping back and saying, what's their needs and how am I going to address those? No different than any other business model out there.
Yeah, I'm dying to ask this question. It's
well,
like,
go ahead.
If so many, you know, if it's such a massive opportunity, and we've got all these unbelievable entrepreneurs in our industry, why is no one doing it?
Well, they are doing it. It's just simply not in our business, mostly. You know, that's why you have seen the rapid rise in senior living facilities that are in centers that, not so much senior centers, but senior living communities. We're in Toronto right now, so people like Origin's retirement community in Mississauga, 40,000 square foot club in their property. You know, that is your competitor. It's not the club down the road. Your senior center that is now building you know, fitness into their facilities as well. The Ys, the JCCs, organizations that are used to dealing with multiple generations. We're just used to being, hey, let's get them through the door and they all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Hot.
So,
hot.
So in terms of, you've mentioned programming, obviously.
Yes.
And looking at this market and determining what they need and having people that relate to them and understand them. Let's shift a little bit and talk about how to attract these people. So clubs nowadays seem to be making the shift in their marketing towards social media. How does this play out with the baby boomers and that older? Does that, you know, will that work, or is sort of more the traditional marketing approach the better way to go?
Well, you know, as you live longer, you see all of these things come and go. A few years ago, it was like you cannot market unless you are doing nothing but PR. You know, it was the death of advertising. Really what it is it's the death of creativity. We have seen a lack of creativity in marketing in general. And matter of fact, so much so that 3/4 of baby boomers are actually turned off by the messages that are put in front of them. Now, if I'm an owner and I'm starting with the odds of going 3/4 of the people are going to be turned off, I have a huge opportunity because I can turn those people on. Now the question becomes is, how do I do that? Social media is certainly one, especially for women. On Facebook, in between the ages of 45 and 65, fastest growing market segment. You know, and matter of fact, I'm on Facebook now, and my daughter has just eliminated herself from Facebook because it's no longer cool, because I'm on there. So, you know, the definition of cool needs to change as well. But, you know, newspaper still is, you know, a major thing for older adults. They're really the ones that are keeping the newspaper business alive and well. Television, they spend more time in front of a TV than anything else if you're going to get your message. But the problem is we're using the wrong messages. You know, think about it. 30% of the major CEOs in the Fortune 500 companies have any plans in place for dealing with the baby boomer population. 30%, the largest market, fastest growing market segment with the most money, and 51% of all consumer spending, but yet they have no plans in place. That's your challenge.
And disposable income and disposable time.
Absolutely. The problem is that marketers think of them as disposable.
Which we're living longer and longer.
Well, we are, and our goal has got to be to condense, do what is known as compression of morbidity, so that, our years, as an example, I think it's 11.9 years for the average male in Canada that you live in ill health. Our goal has got to be to condense that down to one day I get up, I make love to my wife, I go off, play golf, and I'm dead. That would be the ideal, as opposed to having, 11 years of, I'm going through sickness and illness and drugs and all of this kind of stuff.